Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're back. We're doing a Theros Beyond Death ranked draft here, so best of one. Our rare is Phoenix of Ash, 3 mana 2/2 flying haste. You can inflate it, and then it can escape, and it gets bigger when it escapes. So pretty awesome card. Certainly feel fine first picking that. It's got evasion, yeah, and it comes back. Really good. Got Fateful End. Also a good card. Burn spell, can kill anything with it, and you scry, definitely good. Renata, this is cool. Green uncommon lord, definite upsides there. Warden of the Chain, 3 mana 4/4 trample, but it can't attack unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater, so not too bad of a downside. At least it can still block too. That's a good card. Courser, nothing super exciting. It's a 2/4. Wayfarer, it's got the Constellation. You can buff creatures, so 1-drop. Not bad. Sentinel's Eyes, gives +1/+1, and has Vigilance. And it's an aura, and you can escape it. Not bad. Sunmare Pegasus, Vigilance and Lifelink you can give to it. I like this card, even though, I mean, it's a little bit on the front end, but Vigilance Lifelink is pretty good offensively and defensively. This is some blue removal. What is it? Ichthyomorphosis? Something like that. Make it a 0/1 blue fish. Grim Physician, 1 mana 1/1. Can neg1 something when it dies. And then Omen of the Forge, good card. Flash, burn enchantment, and then you can sack it and scry. Definitely good. We've got the War Leader, 5 mana 4/5. You can sack another creature enchantment and buff it and give it menace. I like that actually. Huntmaster, 4 mana 4/3, and you can buff a creature when it comes in, equal to your devotion to green. And then Relentless Pursuit, reveal top 4, put a creature and a land or land in your hand, the rest in your graveyard. So I think we'll open it up with the Phoenix. Unfortunate that there's 2 other good red spells in here, but I like the evasion and coming back. Pretty good value. Okay, pick 2, Underworld Dreams. Kind of a cool card. Pretty black intensive though. We've got Hydra's Growth, enchantment, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then you double. That's actually that feels kind of strong. Can make stuff big quick. Theros Beyond Brawler, 6 mana 4/4, and when it enters, it fights a creature you don't control. That's definitely good. Dreadful Apathy, aura, can't attack or block, and then you can exile the creature to fill your graveyard for some escape action. Leonin of the Lost Pride, 2 mana 3/1, and then you exile a creature from an opponent, or a card from an opponent's graveyard when it dies. Pretty good actually with all the escape cards. Deny the Divines, you can counter creatures or enchantments and exile them instead of putting them in the graveyard. Sleep of the Dead, tap a creature, it doesn't untap, and you can escape it. Not bad. Vexing Gulf, 3 mana 2/2 flash flyer. Nothing special, but it's got evasion. And flash is always good. You can hold up your instance and still cast a creature. Blight Breath Cato, I forget how to pronounce that. Someone showed me, but it's weird. I'd have to look it up. 6 mana 3/2, it enters, and a creature gets neg X, where it's X is your devotion to black. Not bad. I think I'd prefer the Brawler, though, but that's alright. Funeral Rites, 3 mana, sorcery, draw 2, lose 2, and then put the top 2 cards of your library in your graveyard. So fill your graveyard for some escape. For escape or with escape, either way. Not bad value. Trickster, 4 mana 3/3. Whenever you cast your first spell during an opponent's turn, put a counter on it. That can be definitely good if you have some instants. Inspire Awe, 4 mana instant. Prevent all combat damage except that would be dealt by enchanted creatures or enchantment creatures. Scry 2. Probably a really good build around, I imagine. If you have the right deck for it. Nexus Warden's 3 mana 1/4 reach, and whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, gain 2. So pretty good value too if you've got some sort of long game strategy. Here I'm looking at, I think I'm just going to take the Brawler. It's a pretty awesome card. It's a little bit harder to cast than the Indrik. There was I forget the Towering Indrik or something like that, but it's basically the same exact card, except it was easier to cast. But this is better for devotion, so maybe there's actual more upside to this, but I'm fine taking it. It's a 6-drop, but it feels like a pretty strong card. A win con plus kill something. Alright, now we have Hellions Punishment, so it enters with 4 task counters. They can't attack or block, and it loses all abilities, and then, so it basically is removal for like 4 turns. Not bad. Stinging Lionfish, 2 mana, 2/1. Whenever you cast a spell on an opponent's turn, tap or untap, target non-land permanent. It's an enchantment creature too. It's okay. Varika spawn, 4 mana, 3/4. It's got escape. It escapes with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And when it enters the battlefield this way, each opponent sacks a non-Gorgon creature. This is a pretty sweet card, I feel like. That's a strong effect. 4 mana, 3/4, already not bad. And then comes back later, it's bigger, and they have to sack a creature. I like that. Karametra's Blessing, so 1 mana. And yeah, if they're an enchantment creature or they're enchanted, it gets hexproof and indestructible, otherwise it's a buff. That's a good card. Deny the Divine, we saw that. Riptide Turtle, 2 mana, 0/5 Flash Defender. Nothing special, but big wall if you've got a mid to late game plan. Stern Dismissal, bounce spell, usually good in limited. Discordant Piper, 2 mana, 2/1. When it dies, you get a goat creature. Marauder, 4 mana, 4/3 enchantment creature. Urias Blessing. When it comes in, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls, and it buffs. This is a good card. I think I'm okay taking that over the spawn. Direct removal plus a buff spell. It does have to enter the battlefield to deal the damage though, but I still think it's probably worth it. Or we could take the Warbriar Blessing. This also has to enter the battlefield, but I guess which of these two cards, I probably would say the rare is slightly more exciting, but Warbriar Blessing being cheaper is good too. Huh. Yeah, this is more expensive, but it's just direct damage. Either one has to resolve in order for the effect to happen. You can still cast this on an opponent's creature to kill. Oh no, it's enchant creature you control. So either one requires that you have a creature. This one just requires that you have a creature that's big enough to fight, whereas this one buffs and then can just kill something or a planeswalker. I don't know which one I like more. I feel like going with the red because the Phoenix I like more than the Band Brawler. So if I was to choose one that I'd like to play, it'd probably be the Phoenix. So I guess we'll take the Blessing here. Escape Velocity, 1 mana, +1/+0, and you can escape it. Oh, it gives haste too. Okay. Rise to Glory. You can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield and return. You can choose one or both. That's a good card. Might be tough to splash where we're at right now. Glory Bearers, 4 mana, 3/4, and when another creature you control attacks, it gets buffed. Eidolon of Philosophy, you can sack it for a bunch of mana, draw some cards. Funeral Rites, we saw that already. Saw the Marauder. Omen of the Dead, you can return a creature from your graveyard to your hand, and then sack and scry it. It's also got Flash. Venomous Hierophant, 4 mana, 3/3 Death Touch, and when it enters, you mill yourself. Not bad. Phalmic Cyclops, 4 mana, 4/4 Reach, and whenever 2 or more creatures your opponents control attack, it can't block. It's a little bit of a downside. It does have Reach though, which is kind of cool, and it's pretty efficient. Gift of Strength is a buff spell, and then Traveler's Amulet for some fixing. If I was going to splash, I wouldn't mind taking the Amulet. None of the cards are really blowing me away here. So I'm okay taking Amulet for now. Otherwise, I mean, Gift of Strength, pretty reasonable combat trick that can also kill your opponent. But I'm going to take Amulet for now in case I want to go 3-color, branch into something. Alright. So we've got Daxos, 2 mana, 2, at least a 2/2, and then whenever another creature you control enters or dies, you gain life. That's pretty good actually. Sage of Mysteries. It's got Constellation to mill your opponent. So mill strategy, you got to go pretty deep on, I imagine. Devourer of Memory. This is a cool card. You can mill yourself and make it unblockable. I actually like that card a lot. Karametra's Blessing, we saw. Naiad of Hidden Coves. So if you're not casting spells on your turn, they're cheaper, which is good. Sleep of the Dead, saw that. Fruit of Tyzeris, pretty tough card. Maybe if you have hyper aggro, I could see it being playable. Otherwise, not that good. Irreverent Revelers, 3 mana, 2/2, and it comes in and destroys an artifact, or it has haste. That's kind of cool. Blowing up artifacts is nice. Be way better if it was enchantments, but obviously that wouldn't be in red. Nexus Warden, 3 mana. So we saw this already. And then we've got the Thaumaturge's Familiar, 3 mana, 1/3, and it enters and scries for 1. So it's still early enough where we can go any direction. best card is probably... I feel like the best card is probably like Devourer of Memories. Seeing as it can become unblockable each turn for some mana, but getting in for 3, it's cheap. And if you have other ways to get cards in your graveyard from your library, it's pretty excellent. I kind of like it. Otherwise, in green and red, we've got some slightly unexciting things. This is pretty off course, but it's only our 5th card. We're early. I think I'm going to go with just the Devourer here. I'm not giving up much that I care about. Triumph of Annex. So until in turn, creature gets trampled +X+0, where it's a number of lore counters on it. And then target creature control fights. That's pretty cool. I like that. Field of Ruin. We've seen this before. You can destroy non-basic lands, and then they get regular lands. Triumphant Surge. Destroy a big creature, gain some life. Seen this, seen this. Scavenging Harpy, 3 mana, 2/1, and they can exile a card. I like that. Thrill of Possibility is cool, actually. Good way to fill your graveyard and do some filtering. Relentless Pursuit, we saw this already too. And then Wings of Hubris gives some evasion. I don't love that. So Thrill versus Relentless Pursuit. I like that you can get... Well, this fills your graveyard more. It's 1 more mana. It's not an instant. But you can get a creature and a land. This just lets you draw anything, but you have to discard. So this is like draw 2, discard 2. This is really like discard 1, draw 2 potentially. But you can miss, which is important to note. You definitely can miss. I feel like the Pursuit is slightly better, but I could just go with the Evasion too. Because neither of these cards are like blowing me away. Could go with the Triumph. Try it out. Try out the Saga. It's okay. It's not amazing. It's okay. I'm willing to try it out. We'll see what we think. Okay, so we have Infuriate. Good pump spell. Good trick. Scophos War Leader. So this is our 4/5, but you have to sack things in order for it to get bigger and get Menace. Another chance of getting Nexus Warden, and then another Relentless Pursuit. Got this Favored of Erois. Can get double strike when you get enchantments. That's pretty good, actually. I'm okay taking Infuriate. It's pretty cheap. We really haven't established what second color we are yet either. Devourer of Memory is more, obviously, well, this is kind of cool. Oh, you only get to choose one. Never mind. Okay. Let's just go with the Infuriate. Okay. So, Oread of Mountains Blaze. I kind of like this card. Gives you some rummage, and it's an enchantment creature. Portent of Betrayal lets you steal creatures. And then we've got a flyer here. This card's really good. A lot of effects on this common. Or Triumphant Surge, more removal. I think Omen's the best here. Instant speed, creatures gain life, and then you can scry. It's really good. Or do we just take the safe bet? Or eat a Mountains Blaze? Still early. I do like this card. Good way to stave off aggro. Gives you enchantment targets too. I think I'm going to go Omen. Well, immediately rewarded with a ton of white. So, currently, not a ton of enchantments in here, but a decent amount. 3? Is that right? Yeah. So, Wayfarer could be okay. Sentinel's Eyes has escape. And maybe just take the Pegasus, get some more evasion. War Leader has evasion too, but I think I'm okay trying out this Pegasus here. Kind of looks like Boros is something that could work for us here. So I could take the Leonin, cheap beater. And I think I like it more than the Trickster. We do have Omen of the Sun, Infuriate. So that's not bad, but I'm going to take the Leonin. Can never have enough 2-drops. Alright. Karametra's Blessing, get another combat trick here. Escape Velocity. We can give it a try, maybe. The Revelers we got back, okay. And last pick, roll possibilities, so that's cool. Woe Strider, when it enters, create a goat token. You can sack a creature to scry, and then it escapes and gets bigger. It's kind of good. With what we've got, though, maybe we just want this Hero of the Nyxborn. You get to create a Human Soldier when it comes in, and whenever you cast a spell that targets it, buffs your whole team. I like that. That's good. Heliod's Pilgrim is a great card in this format. You've already got a bunch of enchantments, and then you can just search up your... You can search up spitting out creatures. Wait, it's auras only, right? Okay, so not that one, but we can search up our Blessing, which is pretty good. Maybe Escape Velocity if we wanted it. Couple other cards in here, but at this point I would say it's a pretty safe bet we're going to be in Boros, I think. I think we've established our colors, so why don't we just take the Hero and be happy enough about that. Alright, Commanding Presence, good aura. Buff something, give it first strike, and then when it deals combat damage to a player, you get to spit out a token. Or we can just take another Hero. I like it. Hard to go wrong with this card. 3 mana, 2 bodies. Target it, everything gets bigger. We've got some token, a little bit of tokens going. Maybe we can get some more. Daybreak Chimera, 5 mana, 3/3 flyer, and it gets cheaper with your Devotional White. This is a good card too. Let's just alter the Pantheon do. Devotion increase by 1 and add 1 mana of any color, and you can gain life too. It's kind of a cool comment actually. Or Leonin of the Lost Pride. I'm going to take another Hero. I have a good feeling about this card. If we can get a little bit of a token pump deck going, I think we can do some pretty strong stuff. Alright, we can take the Pilgrim now. Hero of the Games, whenever you cast a spell, it targets it. Oh, it does the same thing as this, but doesn't give you a creature when it comes down. Interesting. Huh. Well, I'm okay taking the Pilgrim here. Another Pegasus. A lot of black cards. Let's go with the Pilgrim. And chances are now we probably will not be needing the Amulet for playing like aggro Boros. So Banned Storyteller, it's a 4 mana 3/4 and enters. You can put an enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library and gain life equal to its converted mana cost. It's kind of cool to get your enchantments back. Kind of want to just take another Omen of the Sun. It's going to be better with our heroes. Get a bunch of tokens that can flash block. I kind of like the idea of doing a little token strategy here. The Storyteller is cool. And how many enchantments do we have that we can bring back? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I just want to take the Omen. I've got a game plan in mind here, and I want to try it out. So we can take another Leonin, just a cheap beater. And not much else for us, so I'm okay with that. So we can take another Leonin, or we can take this Oread, or we can take Aspect of Manticore. Now this card is pretty cool. Combat Trick. It's also a permanent buff. Temporarily gives first strike. Phalanx Tactics. Oh, this kind of works with what we're doing, so I feel like we should take it. The buff spell that with our heroes can double buff. Yeah, I think we just take the tactics. Fits with what we're doing. War Leader. I think we take the Envoy. It flies. It's cheap. This card's pretty cool. But we've got some auras too, so to me it kind of makes sense that we take it. We don't have a ton of auras, admittedly, but do we just have one? I guess we only have 2 so far, but I feel like we can find some more. And if we don't play Envoy, so what? Another triumph of Annex, Portent of Betrayal, and Satyr's Cunning. So spits out a Satyr, and then you can escape it. It's okay. Could try another triumph out, see what we think of it. Or Portent. I'm going to try out Triumph. Got an okay feeling about it. Doesn't really work so well with our heroes, but we'll see. Nyxborn Brute. We'll take it. Probably not playing it, although it is pretty good with our Triumph. Huh. Another Leonin. Got a lot of them. Can take the Wings of Hubris to try and fly over top. We don't have a lot of strong flyers. Or strong bodies to give flying, but might be more exciting than a third Leonin. I guess we can get some more evasion. Don't really need any of this. Take another Brute. Don't need really any of this. Okay. So first arrow in games. You create human, put 3 counters on something, draw 2 cards if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, and create a gold token. Not amazing. Let's Dawn Evangel. Do 3 mana, 2/3 whenever a creature dies. If an aura you control is attached to it, return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. It's actually kind of cool. I wish we had more auras to really take advantage of that. Could just take the Revoke Existence. I feel like it's going to be hard removal in this format. The sheer quantity of enchantments. So I'm okay taking that over Dawn Evangel. If we had more auras, I'd probably be on board with it, but we almost have more like a little more combat trick centric here with the Blessing and the Infuriate. I guess we kind of have a mix, but I'm going to take the Revoke Existence and be happy enough about that. I'd like to keep our Curb Blow if possible too. Stampede Rider, 3 mana, 2/3 trample. If you control power 4 or greater, it gets bigger. It's not great. Could take the Aspect of Manticore. Don't really have a lot of needs for Flicker, do we? I guess we can flicker our Omen of the Sun. We can flicker Hellions Pilgrim. Huh. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know if I want the Brutes. I'm going to try and see if we can keep our curve. If we can top out at 4, that would be ideal. I think I'll take the Aspect just to get some more hero synergies here. Although Flicker does work with it too, but not as well as I would like. It does give you another human, but I guess it's not bad. But I'm going to take the Aspect. Hero of the Pride, yeah, we want this. Wrap in Flames, that's pretty good too. It's a good way to get in there, but I feel like Hero of the Pride is kind of doing what we want. So we can take the Daxos. We have another chance to get Commanding Presence. This is kind of our pack. It's got everything. So Daxos is cool. It's a 2-drop. It's an enchantment. And we have a lot of creatures that are going to enter and die, and so we can gain a lot of life. That is good. But I almost feel like I'd rather try out this Commanding Presence to get more tokens. More targets for Hellions Pilgrim. Or we can take the Blessing. It's a cheap way to turn on our hero or our heroes. I'm going to try out the presence. I've got a good feeling about it. Alright, Indomitable Will. It's got Flash. I like that. Thrill of Possibility. Or a Pious Wayfarer. I think... How many creatures do we have? Alright. I think we have enough where we're going to be okay. So the weakest card right now... I'm not entirely convinced we're going to want the Triumphs after all. We'll figure it out at the end, but for now I'm fine taking Indomitable Will here. So there's Wayfarer. Omen of the Forge is like exactly what we want. Cheap removal, that's an enchantment. More scry. So Incendiary Oracle. 2 mana, 2/2. Inflatable. And an exile stuff. That's cool. Or another Envoy. We do actually have starting to get a decent amount of auras, right? Maybe not. Like 3. 1, 2. Yeah, just 3. Can also take the Glory Bearer. All of our little guys getting bigger is kind of cool. I might just want to try out this Oracle though. Diversify, try something different than the Envoy. Alright. Chimera definitely seems good. Otherwise there's Flicker of Fate, which is good for us, but I'd rather get the Flyer. It is 5 mana, but I think it'll be cheaper with what we've got. Can get the Dawn Evangel? I think we'll try it. Got the Flicker of Fate anyway. Can do the Wrap in Flames. I really like this for us, actually. I think what's kind of cool is you can... I know it sounds crazy, but you can target your own hero. Like you can target 2 of your heroes and double pump your team. Probably wouldn't do that, but it's just something that you can do. It's kind of cool. Guess in case we want a second one of these. Probably don't. I'm not even sure we want the first one anymore. Maybe. And got a last pick Portent, so totally playable. Alright, well, let's take a look at what we've got here. So take out lands for now so we can see how many we have to cut. We have to make... Probably we can play 16 lands, I think. So if we want to do that, we want to play 24 cards, so we have to make 8 cuts. So maybe we do cut the wings. Maybe we don't need the thrill. We kind of want to just run cards that target or are beating in or allow us to beat in. This is actually kind of tough. I don't know if I'm sold on Escape Velocity, but I kind of like that it gives us some... kind of gives us something to do with this Dawn Evangel, which potentially is a good card. Maybe we don't need the Triumph of Annex. We don't have big bodies to use it with, but I like that it just keeps pumping. I kind of wanted to try it, but I might not have space for it. Flicker is cool with our Omens. Kind of works with Hero. It pumps your team and gives you another soldier. You just don't get to attack with your hero, but that might be okay. Pilgrim lets you find... I feel like Flicker actually is decent for us. It's also protection against removal. And you can kill opposing tokens with it. I think it's worth a try. So we're going to have to figure out some other cuts here. I don't want to cut any of our flyers. Could cut the Revelers. They're nothing special anyway. Blowing up artifacts I can't imagine is super good in this format. So we already have... we only have 12... but non-creatures, but these are creatures, the Omens, but I don't think I can cut any more. I can't cut any more non-creature, or I can't cut any more creature spells, so non-creatures only from here on out, which makes it a little bit more tricky. I feel like I like the Will more than the Velocity. Yeah, because it's a combat trick too. Alright, we'll cut the Velocity. And maybe I can play 17 lands because I'm having a hard time cutting any of this. I guess we'd cut the Portent. I'd rather run the Wrap and Flames, I think. Just be able to get in. Maybe we do cut the Triumphs. I might just, maybe just don't have space for them. If they're not an aura or an instant speed, basically if they don't target, because our deck is kind of revolving around these heroes. Alright, I just need to cut one more and I can run 16 lands and be okay with it, I think. So our curve is pretty low. Last cut. Last cut is probably... It's either Flicker or like Indomitable Will. I want the Indomitable Will, but... Do I like Will or Aspect more? They do actually pretty similar things. This is cheaper. This isn't... They're both flash. This is cheaper and buffs toughness. This, I think Aspect makes more sense for us because we're more likely to want the extra damage. So I guess I've cut Indomitable Will. And I still want to try out the Flicker of Fate, I think. Okay, so I'm okay with this. It's an aggro Boros deck. We can probably do some cool things with it. We're much more white than red, although we do have double red. We'll probably just do 9, 7. Yeah. All right. This is it. Boros beats. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right. I think I'm okay with this. We can go Envoy into turn 3 Commanding Presence. We don't have a red mana, but I'm going to try it. If we draw any land, we can get a really quick little aggressive curve going here. All right, that's good. Oh, looks like they're going to get our Commanding Presence here. Oh, wait. Non-land. Why did they choose that one? They must have removal. So we can play the Pegasus, get some more flying going. That was a big mistake on their part, not taking the Commanding Presence. Two or less, so they will get our Pegasus here. I think we can trade a token for a land pad here. It seems okay to me. All right. So which one are they going to take? Infuriate. I guess that makes sense. So even though it's got flash, it casts it on their turn. So I guess we can't get in. If we had red mana, we could. So I guess we'll just do this. Pass. Guess we can sandbag the land now. In case they have a discard spell or something, or a card. Alright, so we can flicker something, but don't really need to. So I guess if they kill my envoy, I can flicker my commanding presence and reattach it to a soldier or something. It's probably better than getting the envoy, I think. So they have to return up to 1, so they don't even have to return. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. It says first strike, so unless I'm missing something. This commanding presence has done a number on my opponent. Yeah, I think we just attack here. Okay. Target creature an opponent controls gets -X, -0, or it's your devotion to blue. Okay. But then they conceded. Alright. I don't know what happened there, but we didn't see a red mana the whole game and still won, so I'll take that as a double victory. Alright, game 2. This hand's a little bit slow, but we'll keep. We have a lot of evasion here, and it looks okay. Alright. Okay. I like that draw. So it's got reach. I think I'm going to play the Omen here. I can always use the Blessing to kill the Warden, so let's just kill the Wayfarer, and if I need to scry, if I don't draw the... So, like, we didn't get the mana I want, so I can either scry or Omen of the Sun. I might just Omen of the Sun if they attack with the Warden. Because then I can play the Blessing and maybe kill something. So in this enters, look at top 7, reveal an aura, put it in your hand, put the rest in the bottom. Whenever an aura becomes attached to a creature you control, create a soldier. It's pretty good. Okay. So I can kill Siona now, and I probably will. So we do the Blessing. And then we'll get in for 3. It's got flash. So I'm not sure why they did that, but it's okay with me. So I can play this for 4, but then still have to pay 3 for this. I suppose I can play the Pegasus now because I can't attack anyway, and then next turn I can play the Chimera plus using Omen. Could do the Omen on upkeep, but maybe I find something I'd rather cast, so I don't think so. I mean, amassing an army is okay for us because we have the token pumping capabilities mid to late to make like a big fat army. So that's not bad. Alright, they're escaping. Huh. Wonder why they buffed that one. I guess they just didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket. Oh, wow. It's good rare. Alright, so I guess the plan is land Chimera pass. We can start getting in with these two, which I like. Yeah. Blessing, that's nice. So I think I'd rather just guess we can just go land go here. Ah, revoke existence. Well, that's kind of good. Let's revoke the Indomitable Will. And then we can attack. Not these two. I don't like that it still has the arrow going forward, but that's alright. So we'll do the blessing. And then they concede. Alright, well, I like free victories. We'll see you for the next one. Alright, this is a good hand. Got some removal. Got a creature we haven't gotten a chance to play yet. Alright. Suppose I can flash this out, so maybe I wait until they cast an aura. Or until the end of the turn. Either or. Okay. So I will cast the Omen to kill the envoy here. So now we can go hero. So I can cast the presence on hero, but I might want to hold off on that for now, because presence on Pegasus with Vigilance and Lifelink is pretty appealing. So why don't we just play a Mountain, play a Pegasus, and pass. Kind of set up for our hero plan here. What's this do? And gains indestructible. Jeez. I guess we'll take 3. The blessing is good. Yeah. So we can go presence now on our Pegasus. And we actually have protection with the blessing, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to get in Pegasus here. Like I said, having the blessing is a pretty big deal. So we'll give it hexproof and indestructible and all that. Alright, that's actually a really good draw because it's going to let us basically do everything we want to do this turn. So let's give that. Let's get in. And then we play a Chimera plus a Oracle here. Yeah, that's good. And then any sort of like pump effect on our hero, we got a huge team buff. Okay. So they can make a zombie if they exile a creature enchantment card. Dawn Evangel, that's cool. Let's do this. And I guess we just get in with our flyers here. Oops. What's the second ability do? Oh, it's just that again? Okay. And then we'll play a Dawn Evangel and pass. And they're only going to have 2 zombies from what I see. So they're going to exile the bird. Yeah. Sack an enchantment. I think we'll just sack the Omen. I'm okay with that. I won't get to scry, but I get to keep all my dudes. I like that more. Alright, the Owner of the Lost Pride is good. So let's get in. Wait, could I have just killed my opponent? I maybe should have done some math. They have 4 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess I could have killed them. That's okay. I'll just sandbag this in case they have a board wipe. Whoopsie. Guess I should have done some math. Alright. Well, they don't have any cards in hand, so now we really can kill them. Alright. Well, got another victory there. We'll see you for the next one. Alright, this is a good hand. Yeah, it's a really good hand. Can find our commanding presence, maybe start getting in there with this guy. So Pride into Pilgrim or Pride into Omen. Not bad. What's this do? Can't counter stuff, and then lands turn into elemental creatures where it's the number of enchantments you control. It's pretty good, actually, and it only costs 4. And then this makes things bigger. Okay. So I think we'll just attack. And then, yeah, we can play the Omen or the Pilgrim. Probably play the Pilgrim to find the commanding presence. Also could find our removal spell. That might be wiser. In case there's some creature we got to deal with. This spits out blockers too, though, which is really nice. Makes us weak to fight spells, but I'm not sure which one I like more. Blessing is also good, though. I think I'm going to go Blessing. I just like the idea of getting removal. So I mean, it feels like a setup here. Could also play the hero and leave up Karametra's Blessing. I think I'm going to do that. It just feels like too much of a setup otherwise, so we'll do this. And then the Blessing, yeah, also makes it hexproof and indestructible, so that's pretty strong. So we'll just hang out. We'll play it a little bit more cool here. So we'll Blessing to counter that. Okay, so we can play Blessing now. It's probably worth a try. Alright, seems pretty good to me. Get in for 8. And then we can exile something from their graveyard, perhaps, like this Sentinel's Eyes. Okay. So, Omen of the Forge, good draw. We have 5 mana, so we can get in. Some damage through. Play Omen. And then pass. And end of turn we can play the Omen of the Sun. 1/4, and yeah, it's a way to buff your creatures. Okay. So guess we just get in with everything here. And then we got some choices. The Pegasus, or the, I mean, this is the best use of mana, I guess, so, okay. Okay. So let's do the Pegasus here. Okay. And I guess we can play another hero. All right, cool. Got another victory. Let's see for the next one. All right, it's a good hand. So I guess we'll go higher power dude first. Discordant Piper. All right. I suppose we offer the trade. They get a goat out of the deal, but I'm okay with that. And if they don't want to block, I'll just Omen of the Sun on defense. And that's better anyway. So we'll play the hero. That's a good draw. I don't know if I want to do it with their mana up. I mean, at this point, it's early enough where we can just sort of build a bit of an army first. Yeah. Like, I can pass turn here, see what they do, play the Omen, then Commanding Presence, pump team. It actually probably makes more sense to just go Leon and Hero of the Pride then. And maybe I'd rather do Commanding Presence on Hero. I guess it doesn't matter. They both do the same thing now. Well, they're leaving up mana. So I think I'm just going to keep building the army up to prepare for removal. Alright. I mean, all you have to do is target this to pump your team too, so that's important to note. And the Berserker. Alright, looks like we get this game too, because we're just going to slam an Omen and play the Commanding Presence. Alright. Well, looks like we got another victory here. Pretty cool. Let's see for the next one. Alright, this is a keep. We haven't gotten to see our Phalanx tactics yet, so we'll see if that comes up. But that card seems particularly good with our team pump creatures that we have. Alright, opponent is on the same colors as us and goes land go. So let's play the yeah, let's play the Oracle. I think it threatens more damage, which I like. Ooh, yeah, the Pilgrim's good. Eros' Blessing. Okay, well, can kill our Phoenix and then eventually we get it back. Do we want to do that route? Not sure if we do right now. Probably rather have them kill something else like our Dawn Evangel maybe. So why don't we just get in with the Oracle? No. I don't know why I have that stop before combat. But I feel like if I take it off, then I'm going to wish that I had it for some reason. So let's get in with the Oracle, play the Dawn Evangel, see if they play the Blessing. And if they do, then we get to drop the Phoenix and have a good flyer. And maybe they want to kill the Oracle even. I'm not sure. Because this can at least inflate. This has an ability that doesn't do anything from their perspective right now. I guess from our perspective, it doesn't do much either right now. Uh-oh, commanding presence, huh? Well, we can revoke existence that, I suppose, so not the end of the world. Oh, and we can find our own, too. That's nice. Let's, yeah. Let's get in there. So they're not even blocking, which is fine. Now we'll revoke the presence and drop the envoy. The next turn, we can play our own pilgrim to find removal if we want. Are they ready to play that blessing is the question. Not quite yet. Oh, maybe they are. Now they play it, maybe. I'm glad they cast it on that instead of their flyer, because that doesn't make as much sense to me. So I'm okay with that. Oh, it's just to get some damage in now. All right. Guess that makes sense. So next turn we can go Pilgrim. Yeah. So this turn we're going to do the Phoenix. And yeah, what's nice is next turn we can play the Pilgrim plus Commanding Presence, which is pretty good. Guess we'll inflate this then. Can also double pump Phoenix of Ash, the mana we have now, which is nice. And maybe I cast the Commanding Presence on... I guess if they're attacking, they might be baiting me into a block, so I'm just going to take it. Like some sort of combat trick. Okay. So, that's nice. Let's go... Land, Pilgrim. Search for... Well, we can do the Blessing to kill something, but I think the Presence is going to be better. So then we can cast Presence on Envoy or Phoenix, and we have 2 cards in Graveyard. So it probably makes more sense to put it on our Envoy, because we can pump the Phoenix already. So this more potential damage. This gets Vigilance and Lifelink though, so it's a bit of a problem. I feel like I still want to attack though. Because we get a soldier too, which is important. Especially if we draw something that can maybe trigger hero or whatever. I mean, this does let them crack back with Pegasus, but we get some damage in now, we get a soldier. I kind of like it more. I mean, I think they just take it. They can't. They're not going to chump there. This at least lets us keep the Envoy back. I'm okay. Jumping here. I don't really want to double block. I mean, yeah, I don't want to give up the Oracle for it. It does let us get our Phoenix back, which is pretty good. What's this do? Can escape and it attacks each combat if able. Well, that's fine. So let's see, if I attack with these three, they kind of have to block. I feel like the envoy at least. It does threaten lethal, so I can force them to block in the air if I attack with both. I don't mind that. They can still give Vigilance and Lifelink, so maybe it doesn't quite make sense yet. So could just attack with the Envoy, leave up the Phoenix to block the Pegasus. Alright. I mean, I suppose we can also attack with the Oracle, but they want to just trade with their Rage Hound, so I don't like that. So we're just going to attack with Envoy, and could also just attack with Phoenix of Ash. But then we don't get a token. Alright, I'm just attacking here. It does allow us to block like that, but this is fine. I mean, I guess it maybe does a little bit more against the Pegasus too. I just kind of want to get that token. So it looks like they have a pump spell. Otherwise they wouldn't do this, I don't think. Okay, well, that's still a trade, so I'm way more okay with this. So I don't think that was a good move. And now we're going to be able to escape our Phoenix of Ash at some point too if it dies. So now we'll just go hero and pass. Probably just block like this, I guess. What does this escape cost? 4 and 3 other cards? Alright. So I guess they can bring it back. There's a 4-2. I'm still okay with that. Right, so they do escape it. Alright. We draw land, we'll get in with the Phoenix. So if I'd played a land last turn, I could have played a land this turn. And then if I drew another land, I'd be able to pump 3 times next turn. But I'm not sure if that matters or not. They're still dead to Red Omen or a lot of different things here. Alright, so they play another Envoy. If they, yeah, Oh, then they're just dead, I think, right? 4, 5, 6. I guess if they have, I was gonna say, yeah. I think that will, I mean, we can take, nah, I think we just block. Oh, Rapid Flames, wow. So they do that, but now we can just escape, so this doesn't even stop us here. This, that, and the other thing here. Cool. All right, let's see for the next one. Okay, it's a good hand. Removal and hero. More removal. All right. That's fine. Take some damage here, but then we can go Omen. Get a surprise block in. It's pretty good, actually. Suppose we can play the hero, keep them at bay. All right. And if they just attack with the Celebrant, I probably go Blessing on hero to kill the Leonin, which is fine. Yep, that attack makes sense. All right. Ooh, Commanding Presence. Yeah, that's pretty good. So... two cards left in their hand. I think we'll just go hero here. Get in with our first striker. Seems like a lot of people forget about the first strike. Alright, they just take it, make a human. Well, I'm glad they let us untap because we can flicker our Commanding Presence now if we need to. So we got 5 mana. I say we probably just revoke Courser. And then we attack with the hero, leave up the flicker, just in case. Or leave up the Omen of the Sun for next turn with Blessing. Lets us get a lot of damage in. I'm okay with that. And I think they'll attack too, so this Omen of the Sun should do good for us. All right. Well, we're in good shape now. This Blessing is going to do everything we want it to. And we even get to protect our... yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them now. I guess I can even flicker my Omen if I want. Exile target permanent and opponent controls. So they'll go for the hero, we'll flicker the Commanding Presence. And then I'll just reattach it to... one of my duders. And are we lethal yet? I can do aspect, get in for 6. I guess not. So we'll just get in here. And play the Pegasus and pass. So we have to pay 2 more for our Aspect of Manticore. Well, cool. I think we just went lossless with this deck, which is pretty impressive because it didn't look like a deck that was going to go lossless, but it did, which is very cool. So we'll open our packs here. We break Hippocamp. And the Akron War. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you for the next one.